with critical life skills and self-mastery, presented by the Deering Acting Studio.
Okay, welcome everybody to Mornings with Matt. Look who I've got with me, Miss Brooke. Good morning.
Morning.
Is this unusual for you to be up at this time?
Yes.
What about when life is not in crisis? Are you normally getting up or no?
It depends. I'm a night owl, so I go to bed really late, which causes me to get up really late. So I'd say I'm usually up by like 9:30.
How's that work for you, being a night owl?
Good.
I used to be a night owl. I used to be up really late. I would get a lot of work done. Recently, I tend to be staying up late and getting up early, but
My whole family is night owls, so
okay.
it just kind of works. Like we'll all be up watching a movie until like 2 in the morning, or we'll all be like we're more active at night, I guess.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Good. Well, good morning and welcome. Why don't you jump right in? Let's go into some topics that we can rap about a little bit.
You asking me to give you a topic?
Yeah, ask me some questions. I know you got some.
Okay, I wrote them down. So let me see. I know I was kind of worried they were going to be a little too deep of questions.
You know what? I can't guarantee you that I can answer it, but we can at least talk through some things together.
Okay, so I had one which I believe is true, but I wanted to get your opinion on it.
Okay.
Do you believe ignorance is bliss?
In what situation?
I don't know how to explain it. Just I feel like in general.
I think that's an awesome question, and I think that it totally depends on what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
For instance, let's take the virus, okay? Since that's what's going on right now, and I don't really want to talk about it that much because we don't need to. We need to talk about positivity and uplifting things. But if let's just say that there's a couple of things coming, and our government officials know about it. But if they unleashed all of the information all at the same time, they knew that it would cause mass hysteria.
Yeah.
Even though it wouldn't need to, they would know that by delivering this information in this way, in this order, it would cause hysteria. Therefore, they leave us ignorant in a couple things for just like a week, and they slowly deliver the information maybe that they already knew. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'd rather be ignorant.
Yeah.
I'd rather trust that people have my best interest at heart. I'd rather believe that, because in a lot of ways, I'm more afraid of the people than I am the virus.
Yeah.
So rather than being scared of the virus, I don't want to be scared of people running down the streets rioting and, doing things that people do, because people are pretty bad, So in some cases, I think ignorance is bliss. But I want you to I want you to help me define it, what you mean and why you brought it up.
So I mean okay, so I have a very overactive mind.
Okay.
Next level, I don't stop thinking ever.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, sometimes I wonder because I've seen other people who are very, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. Just people who are always thinking, their wheels are always turning.
Mm-hmm.
They're very, I'm trying to think of a good word for this. I'm always we'll say I'm always overthinking everything. So every possible scenario, situation, comes to mind if I'm somewhere.
Okay.
So some people say ignorance is bliss in the sense that if I didn't know as much as I did, or if I didn't think as much as I did about certain things, then you might be happier in life because you're not like you're not always like worrying, you know, like you
Yeah,
don't.
so honestly, those are two different questions because I don't think that worrying is good for you. And I don't think that going through every worst case scenario is good for you.
No, yeah,
So you want to be careful to protect yourself during certain things. So I'll give you an example of something that I have to deal with, and I've gotten very good at training myself not to think this way. If and I think probably all parents are this way. If I let myself, I could go down worst case scenarios with things with my kids.
yeah,
And it goes, and then before you know it, I'm like, oh, get rid of that thought. So the idea being, I can't do that, or they would never get to live their lives. I would put them in a
yeah.
literal containment container of some sort, and I would just put them in a closet, and they wouldn't get to do anything because I'd be too afraid because I went down every worst case scenario. So I do need to be smart. I have to inform them. I have to help them understand what the world is all about, and I, just need to pay attention to be present. But I don't need to just expect that when
Yeah.
my funny story happened yesterday. My littlest Finn, he's an extraordinary human being already. He's 1 year old, and he's like super baby. If I put him up against other babies in American Baby Ninja Warrior, he would win. I guarantee you. He's always deadlifting things that are too heavy for him, and he the other day he was pushing Joey on a tricycle. He's one, so a lot of kids aren't even walking yet. He's pushing the tricycle. Joey's got his feet up in the air. He's just using his leg muscles. Like, this kid's crazy, right? So he loves physical feats. So I was refinishing a piece of furniture outside, and I had taken it apart, and I'd already sanded it, so it was in good condition. And I laid the pieces out in a certain way, and he starts just barreling for it. And it was cool. So then I started putting some more pieces together that made it a little harder, and he liked it. So I called it a finsticle course.
Oh.
Okay, so yeah, it's great. So he's going up and doing it and comes down, and he's just loving it. And he'd fall every now and then, but he was good. So then he would always go to the beginning. Well, yesterday I get a call from my wife, and Finn's got a big bruise on his forehead. And she's like, you know what? I'm just going to say no more finsticle course. Or at least we need to move it to the grass because he ate it off the wood, ended up falling into a pole, and like, he's fine, but it was, not good. So here's the point. Finn would have he would have no fun in life if I tried to hold him back and worry about the pole every time. Now I should be smarter and look at his surroundings and think, okay, what could happen and maybe protect him. But sitting there and worrying about it will cause non-action, and non-action is not good. And truthfully, I know from watching Finn that we have to fail over and over and over and over again in order to achieve certain things. And this kid is, he's just amazing in his willingness and excitement for failure. He falls so many times, I can't tell you, flat on his face, and it's not like my other kids. My other kids were persistent in different areas. He's persistent in physical activities. So he'll fall, face plant, bruise, and then as soon as he can stop crying, he's trying the same activity again. So we need to do that in all areas. So whatever you're thinking about all the time, it's okay. I think it's smart. You're allowed to protect yourself. You should know certain things, but you don't want to go down the rabbit hole of all the way down wherever the negativity takes you. That can be damaging. So you, believe it or not, are not alone in your thought life. Human beings think all the time. I wrote about it in my book. I don't remember the exact number, but it's a ton. We're always thinking, all of us. So you can't get rid of it, nor would you want to. The thoughts are going to happen. You're going to be thinking. So what is also true, though, is you can't think two things at once. So allow yourself to have the thought. It's active. It's there. It's you. It's who you are. It's a part of you. Cool. Then put in a new thought, because you can insert something in.
Yeah.
So so I see the whatever it is, the situation, and maybe I want to go into a negative place, so I let myself go down there for a second, and I'm like, oh yeah, that could happen. Probably won't, but protect myself here. that's a beautiful building. And then just focus on, I wonder how long it took them to build that, and just force yourself into this new place so you don't end up living in the other place, which would cause you to get sort of stuck.
Gotcha. Yeah, so kind of just you're kind of just replacing the bad thought with a good one.
That's exactly right. I tell my kids, and it works for adults too, because I do it myself, but focus on the good and good things happen. So here's another, for instance. Yesterday, I went to the doctor, telemedicine, to have an appointment. I had an MRI done on my knee that I had surgery on almost a year ago. And it was been hurting me recently, and I'm just bummed about it. So I have this appointment. Well, long story short, I wasn't expecting the news I got. The news I got was not good. He's like, we're going to need more surgery. If we could have surgery right now, I would do surgery next week, but we can't. So, and it's the bad kind of knee surgery. So I'm going to be down again for a long time, maybe. Here's the maybe part. He says, well, since we can't do anything, I'm not telling you this is going to work, but there's a chance that if we put you on crutches again for another 6 weeks, maybe it heals on its own. So you got to be on crutches. Then you have to strengthen it also on the side without doing weight bearing. And it's just like the worst news. He's like, no family walks, no this, no. So I could focus on all the negative. And I did. And I let myself, by the way. 5 minutes. I told my wife, I'm like, I'm sad. So lay down next to me and please be sad with me for 5 minutes. And she did. And she cried. It was awesome. She made me feel better. I got to be sad. And then I just changed. I said, okay, I'm from now on only going to focus on the healing. I'm only going to focus on that chance that it's going to heal and that the miracle is going to happen. And so how can I make that more of a possibility? Well, focusing on that, focusing on the good, it puts me in a good mood. Then when I see the crutches, I don't go, oh, crutches. Woe is me. I go, crutches. That's your chance, man. That's your chance at no surgery. You don't want to have another surgery. So let's go all in on the crutches and have a really good time using the crutches. So that's the idea. It's like, is the other thing not real? No, it's real. Is it probable I'm going to have surgery? It's probable. Like the odds are not stacked in my favor. But me dwelling on it will just make me sad and will just cause me to be less productive and guarantee give me less of a chance of not having surgery because I'll have already given up on that as an even that being a possibility. So that's the thing. So I'm not, I want to be clear that I'm not saying not to have the thought.
Yeah.
Because I don't believe in that. I believe in you feeling your feelings and acknowledging them. I don't believe in you pretending that they're not there and trying to just be Mr. Positive all the time. I don't believe in that. But I do believe you can choose not to stay there as quickly as you want.
Yeah.
So sometimes it'll be fast. Sometimes you might say, I need 5 minutes. I actually just want to be sad for 5 minutes. And then that's what I do. I set a little time limit and then I'm like, okay, done. I've been doing this thing with Joey recently in quarantine over here where we're like together too much now all of a sudden, So I'll say to him, Joey, what mood do you want me in right now? What benefits you the most?
Yeah.
Do you want super focused Matt? Do you want the drill sergeant Matt who's going to tell you what to do and help you out? Do you want super fun, goofy Matt? Like, what version do you want?
Yeah.
And then he'll tell me. And 9 times out of 10, it's super goofy fun Matt. And it's an interesting thing because it's like, oh, I can choose that. I can decide to be that if that's what would fill you up right now. And then sometimes, like yesterday, I asked Brian same question. Brian's like, I need focus, Matt. But Brian was in a grumpy mood.
Yeah.
But that's what we did for each other. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like going back to like what we were saying, like about the thoughts though, I feel like it's easier said than done though, to just be able to focus on the positive though, because I feel like once you're in a certain mindset for so long though, you can't just like shift
You
into
you
being like,
you can, but it's a discipline, and I'm not saying it's easy. It is hard.
yeah,
But the more you do it, the easier it gets. And there are tricks. So you can physicalizing is a big one. So if you're sad, like so I don't know, you're not sad right now. We're talking, so you seem like you're in a
no.
great mood. But you're not like crazy high energy either. So what I
Yeah.
want you to do right now is just get up and jump around your room a little bit.
Okay.
Just do it.
Okay.
You don't even need the phone. I don't need to see it. I just
Yeah.
need you to jump around.
You can stare at my dog.
There. Oh, what a cute dog. I don't see the dog. Is the dog sleeping?
Yes.
Lazy. Are you jumping? I can't hear you jumping. You need to scream.
I can't scream.
Yes, you can. You can. You gotta say, "I am so happy to be alive." Say it. Come on.
I don't want to wake everyone up.
All right, don't scream. Just say it. Just say, "I'm so happy to be alive."
I am so happy to be alive.
Yeah, you are. Grab your dog. Wake that dog up. It's time to wake
I
up,
don't wanna
puppy.
wake him up.
Wake him up. It's time to wake him up. He needs to get up.
He was just up. He just ate. I feel bad. I don't want to wake him.
So here. Oh my goodness! You didn't tell me. That's a cute dog, Brian.
It's a cute dog.
Dude. What is the dog's name? I'm dying over here.
Captain.
Captain?
Yeah.
Ah.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
He's
Okay.
so tired.
So first of all, he's Deering Studio branded. I love the black and white. We're gonna need to bring him in the studio. I'm not sure if he does field trips, but
Wow. He would love it.
he's
Aw.
he's welcome to visit here anytime.
Oh.
Good morning, Captain. You know you got to start kicking this day's butt, Captain. You can't just sleep all day.
You upset him now because he's trying to sleep. He's gonna go right back to my pillow.
Oh, I love it. Oh, what a great dog. That's so cool. All right, boom. So now, guess what? Your energy's totally shifted. I took you so far away
Yeah.
that you had to forget for a second. You had to say, oh, I don't want to do that. I want to do this. Oh, I'll do this. And next thing you know, the dog's cute. Now, we got back in because I took us back in.
Yeah.
But you can go there.
That's true, yeah.
It's weird stuff, but you can. I recommend shocking your system with whatever. So I'll do a cold shower. If I'm not feeling great in the afternoon, I go in the shower. I turn all the way cold. I stand there as long as I can, and then it's like it's shocking.
Yeah.
So I'm not. It's impossible to keep thinking about the thing I'm thinking about. So you have to do it. You have to physically do it. You have to
Yeah.
be willing to do it. But you can do it. There's this joke. I think it was from a movie called Major Pain. But there's this guy, and he's complaining about his ankle. He's in the military, and he's like, "Oh, God, Sarge, I hurt my ankle. It hurt so bad." He's like, "Oh, it hurt so bad." He's like, "Yeah, I can't think about anything else. It hurts so bad." He's like, "All right, give me your finger." And he takes his finger and he breaks the guy's finger. And the guy's like, "Ah, my finger." He's like, "You're not thinking about your ankle anymore, are you?"
That's true. Yeah. I guess I maybe do that more than I think in certain situations,
Mhm.
like in the sense that like if I know if I'm gonna like if I'm in like a bad mood or like something like I've dwelled on it too long, I try and force myself to do different things.
There you go.
So like I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna go read a book right now because I like reading a lot.
There you go.
So I'm like, at least then like my mind is being off of it for the time being.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Because thinking about it, it just doesn't help, actually.
Yeah.
So once you realize that, then you go, okay, why am I doing this? I'm doing this for negative reasons. Like I'm sort of for whatever reason, it feels good to dwell in this
Yeah.
feeling. So I want to do this for myself. I'm willing to do this for myself, knowing that literally thinking about it doesn't make it go away.
Yeah.
Doesn't make it happen faster. And none of those things. It just doesn't. So, but it can live in you, and it can change your mood, and it can affect the people around you. So that's why you make the choice to think about something else if you can. And like you said, it's not easy.
Yeah.
So Don't worry if it takes a minute to get good at it, but now you know, okay, books are good for me. Boom, I know one thing.
Yeah.
You can do a little dancing in your room. You play a different song because it's
Yeah.
all about the track that's going on in your head. That's a great question, and I think you should wrestle with this. I don't think it's something to be solved because I can tell you every day's a choice.
Yeah.
It is for me. I've been working on this stuff for a very long time, and I don't suspect it's ever going to get easier. As a matter of fact, it seems to get harder.
Yeah.
Because as you level up, you end up with new opportunities, new risks, new worries, and it becomes worse. The last major financial crisis we had in this country was back in 2007. That's when I started our company. I had $3,000 to my name. I spent it on a computer and one advertisement online.
Wow.
I had nothing. And I was engaged to be married to my wife. So I moved her into my parents' house. She lived there for 8 months with me. And what's crazy is because I didn't know any better, it wasn't that hard.
Yeah.
Plus, I was living at my parents'. So what's the worst thing that could happen?
Yeah.
I'm still living at my parents'. It's not, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
So now we're in the next potential. I mean, and it's gonna happen. I mean, we assume the economy is gonna be bad, but again, we're all just assuming because it hasn't actually happened yet.
Yeah.
So okay, that's coming. Let's just say. Well, now all of a sudden, I'm not engaged. I've got a wife, and I've got 3 kids, and we have a dream house, and we have all these things that if I choose to could make me worry, could make me shut down, could make me do all those things, and instead I have to fight it every day to say no. I'm not going to let you live in that place. If any of those things happened, you're going to be okay. But thinking about them doesn't help you make it not happen.
Yeah.
Thinking about it gives you more of a chance that the things you're afraid of will actually come true.
Yeah.
So that's the secret. That's the why. It doesn't get easier. It gets harder. So just know that it's something you're going to always be battling, and it's very human.
Yeah.
And read a book. It's good. I love the messaging you're giving to all the kids out there. Read a book.
Oh, I know. I have way too many books right now, so hopefully I'll get through all of them.
Yeah.
The other day I was trying to finish one, and my dad's like, "Oh, how many pages did you have left to finish it?" And I was like, 160 today. It's a problem.
Do you read one book at a time, or do you open a few?
I'm usually one book at a time. It depends. If I don't like the book, then I'll put it away and go back to it later. But it's usually one book. Although I've been reading a lot of poetry, so those go by kind of quick.
Sure, yeah, that makes sense. All right, what's your next question? I think we got time for another question or two.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. So this is what I wrote in the email that I sent to Brian.
Okay.
I said, sometimes I feel like I will never be satisfied with what I have, even though I'm learning to be more grateful for the big and little things. I always find myself wanting more out of life. But I'm not sure if that's like a good thing or a bad thing.
So as long as you have the first qualifier that you just said, then I think it's great. I don't believe in you being done ever.
Yeah.
So seeking more is good. Where that becomes bad is, again, the thought life behind it. Why do I want more?
Yeah.
And I want more of what for why? So if I'm not happy because I want a better t-shirt than the one I'm wearing, because I saw another guy who had a better t-shirt on than me, and I'm just focusing on how much more stuff he has than I have, that's not good.
Yeah.
But if I'm thinking to myself, okay, you killed it today, man. Good job. Congratulations, you earned your pillow. But you know what? You can do better tomorrow. And you should do better tomorrow. So get excited about that, and let's see where you are tomorrow. And you know what? If you do that every day for 7 days, guess where you're going to be so much further ahead in a week? That's cool. I mean, that's what I did in this whole quarantine idea. Is I was like, how could I go really next level in 30 days? What are all the things I could possibly do?
Yeah.
And it's been a game changer. I mean, I have to write down this be extraordinary. Like, what did I do today? And it's cool. Like, one of the things we did was we started these shows. That doesn't count anymore. Like, this is no longer extraordinary for me. I love doing it, but it's like starting it was the hard part.
Yeah.
So now what's the next extraordinary thing? And I love that challenge. So it's not me saying that this isn't good enough, because it is. I'm thrilled. I'm super excited. I'm happy. But at the same time, I want more. I want to be more. I want the lighting to be better. I want every aspect of whatever I'm doing to be better. And I think that's okay. Another point, my wife and I had a stick point about this way back when. And she finally turned and joined my side of this argument. But I would always say, babe, I always just want to be working on our marriage. Always. I love our marriage. I think our marriage is the best. I'm in love with our marriage. But every day I want to try to be better. And I would hope you would want to do the same. And she'd be like, wow, what do you mean? You know? And I'm like, no, babe, like, for real, you're the best. You are the best. But it doesn't mean that you can't be asking questions, because I'm going to continually change and evolve, and so are you. Yeah. So if you're asking me questions like, how can I serve you more, and I'm asking you those questions, then all of a sudden we're putting ourselves in an extraordinary place where we don't have a great marriage. We have a great marriage that's evolving and becoming even better somehow, some way. That, I think, is a great thing. So hold on to that. You just have to give yourself the wins. And one of the best ways to give yourself a win is to journal.
I do that all the time.
That's awesome. So you write it down, but make sure you're writing down the good. As long as you write down the good stuff and you're like, hey, I did this. Like, this is cool. And then even reflect back, I did this thing that weirdly, that was a dream of mine, and I didn't even realize it, and now I'm doing it. And if I look back 5 years before or a couple months ago, I would have never thought I was capable of doing this thing I just did. How cool is that? Then you get the win, but it doesn't mean you're saying I'm satisfied, I've leveled off, and I'm just gonna settle from here on out.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the thing you might be afraid of, is settling.
Like, not necessarily settling, but like, if I wanted to, I don't know, like, because to me, I have this whole like thing in my head where it's like, when once you're officially like an adult or whatever, right? Like, you're on your own and everything.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I just have this like cycle in my mind where it's like, you get up, you go to work, you come home, you eat dinner, you go to bed, and then you get up the next day and go to work.
That's called settling.
Yeah, but like,
so you're afraid of settling. That's what I'm telling you. You're afraid of that. But
like, at the same time, though, it's also like, I don't want to be, because even just doing that cycle, like, it's probably a much better life than some people have. So I don't want to be like ungrateful by like wanting more.
Right. That's two different things. You got to be grateful for what you have right now.
Yeah.
You have to be grateful for every day. You have to be grateful that if you have a boyfriend, you have to be grateful if he broke up with you, because then it means I had one. You have to be grateful to say that at one point in time I experienced love, and now it's not there anymore. But I would rather have experienced it. I'm grateful for that. Like, you always have to be grateful.
Yeah.
But I believe that happiness, true happiness, comes from progression. It comes from change. It comes from the new. So that's why right now, not the virus, that's not cool, but the lockdown, there's something interesting about it. There's something very exciting for everybody.
Yeah.
Because it's so new, and everyone's like, oh man, I'm having to do new things, and my life is upside down, and there's something exciting for a half second for everyone, but most people aren't leaning into it.
Yeah, that's true. I've found myself doing a lot more childlike things lately, like painting, or the other day we were out on the sidewalk with chalk.
Yeah, it's so
cool.
We're
like puzzles. We have an obsession with puzzles lately. So yeah, makes sense.
It's incredible. So that's the thing you're afraid of, by the way. Keep that fear. Keep it. There's certain fears I say to hold on to, and I think you shouldn't settle. I think you shouldn't decide that just because I became an adult and got a job, I'm done and I'm going to do the same routine over. I think, okay, if I get a job and I like the job and and I'm an adult now, how could I be better at that job? I don't even care if I get paid more. How can I help the owners of that company serve more people? How can I contribute to the world in new ways? How can I find a new social group? How can I, whatever it is, there should always be a way that you're looking to continually form who you are, because you're an ever-evolving being. And as soon as you stop trying to evolve for any reason, even if it's a good reason, like, oh, I don't want people to think I'm ungrateful. Well, if you stop evolving, the being that's inside you will start to shrivel up and die a little bit.
Yeah.
Cool.
Told you. Deep questions.
Yeah, well, deep answers. I mean, we're on to something here.
Yeah.
Especially my voice keeps going up too. All right, you want to hit me with one more and then we'll wrap it up?
Yeah.
One more, make it a good one. What about Captain? Captain have any questions for me? He's sleeping again, huh?
Yeah, I don't think he wants you to interrupt him.
Come on, Captain, get up. Does Captain sleep all day? Ish.
Yeah.
All right.
He's getting older. He's gonna be 5. So he's a very, what's actually weird is his breed is actually, they're very fat, and he's a very lean dog.
He is lean, yeah.
So he's pretty active.
So he needs his rest. That's good.
Yeah, he just doesn't. He's like me. He doesn't get up until later.
Well, that's what it is. He just wants to be like you.
Yeah, that's true.
Captain looks up to you.
Makes me really sleepy, so.
All right, last question.
Okay.
Pressure's on.
Ah, man. I'm trying to think.
Did I answer all of your life questions?
Not all of them, but most of them, yeah.
Good. Well, let's talk about action plan then.
Okay.
So when you were offered to be on the show, why did you want to do it, and what were you hoping to get from it?
Well, I kind of saw it. I feel like every time I go to acting class, I always look at that person who like always raises their hand way too much to ask questions. So I was like, if I get the chance to just ask as many questions as I can, then why not?
Yeah, awesome.
But also I kind of figured I'm so used to everybody in my family, like their opinions and thoughts, that I feel like it's good to get someone else's take, I think, like on certain subjects.
I could not agree more. I do the same thing where I want to hear people's opinion, even if, especially when it's the stuff I don't want to hear. That's the most painful thing. But when I get the critique, I've now trained myself to say thank you. You love me, so you love me enough to critique me and give me some feedback to make me better.
Yeah. Okay, I got it. It came to me. My question.
Go.
Okay, so I've been told by many people I'm a very self-aware person. So there's like, I have like a list of things that I want to like work on and change. So I know the problem, but I have a hard time actually like doing it, like figuring out how to like change it.
Perfect. You gotta give me an example. Give me one of the things on your long list that you want to change.
Okay, so and some of them actually have changed, surprisingly. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I'm a very this is such a bad quality, but I always try. I'm such a know-it-all, so I always have to be right when I end the conversation. Like I always have to be right, and it's so annoying, and I know it is. But like my brother is the same exact way. He's so stubborn. So it's like if you put us in a like argument, like it's not gonna end well. It's always someone has to win it. So it's like I know that, but I don't know how to like put it in effect to really like change that.
Are you right?
Most of the time.
Are you ever wrong?
Yes.
What do you do when you're wrong?
I don't admit it.
There you go.
Unfortunately, that's the problem.
So that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
So in order to be right, because here's the thing, you are self-aware. I can tell you that right now. You're you're intelligent. You got a great way about you. You're excited. You want to grow. You are growing. You're asking all the right questions. And I'd say probably 95% of the time you actually are right.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. If you're not willing to admit when you're wrong and admit it quickly,
Yeah.
and celebrate the other person, you lose credibility. And now all of a sudden I don't trust you that I can be in an argument with you, that when you as soon as you know you're wrong, you'll admit it.
Yeah.
So that's your new skill that you should work on. And just as soon as you feel it, or even if you can find a way to make the other person right, it sometimes doesn't make you wrong.
Yeah.
So you could say, okay, so let me reframe where you're at. I think what you're saying is this, and that actually makes a lot of sense to me for this reason. And they're like, thank you. That's exactly what I was saying. And you're like, cool. So I was actually saying something different. And we don't have to go into it if you don't want to. But now that I see your point of view, I'm saying from that point of view, you're totally right.
Yeah.
And then you could still deliver your side if you wanted to. You wouldn't have to. You know, it all comes back to the why again.
Yeah.
Do I just want to be right, or am I trying to help, or like what are we sticking on?
Yeah. I think that's true too, because I have certain things where I've noticed certain things off that list I've gotten better at, but I haven't really noticed how, if that makes sense. Like, me and my brother are very we're just like always throwing jabs at each other, whatever, but we both are very kind of like short-tempered, so it's like when you say something to me, it's like you get really mad. And I've learned, which is weird, I'm not nearly as petty as I used to be. Like, because he would say something stupid and I'd get really offended, then I'd be upset for like the hour or whatever, and I'd be mad at him. But now I'm just like, there's no reason for me to like say anything back or like whatever, because like there's just no point where like there's no point in me being mad at you for an hour because of something stupid you said.
Totally. That goes back to focusing on the good things happen. You focus on the bad things happen. So you could choose that path, and the two of you would be mad at each other all day. You've been down that path enough times to realize this doesn't benefit my life. You've made an adjustment.
Yeah.
That's why I say you are self-aware. People say that about you. That's a compliment. Take it.
Yeah.
That's great. My biggest piece of advice for you, being self-aware and being someone who thinks at this level, understand that as you grow and develop, I believe your highest calling is going to be to help other people who are not self-aware become self-aware. And that's hard. It's a delicate balance because you cannot be a know-it-all. Yeah. But you're going to be right 95% of the time. So you have to wait. You have to find the people that really want to change, and then you have to help and guide them and give them the right thing at the right time. Yeah. And the best thing you could do, the best thing anybody can do, is approach everything from I don't know. Yeah. Approach everything from you could be right. I'm not sure. Start from there. Start from the potential that you're wrong. And from arguing that side of it, you'll usually find out that, yeah, you were right. Cool. Yeah. But I say, admit you're wrong immediately. As soon as you know, apologize immediately as soon as you know. Or even just apologize for your part of it. I do that all the time. Somebody else was wrong, but I reacted wrong to what they did wrong. I'm in the wrong. I apologize for my side of it. Yeah. And I say, hey, I was wrong on that. I'm sorry. And then usually I get a sorry back. Sometimes I don't, and that's super annoying. But I got to check myself again because I'm like, well, if you get mad at the fact they're not saying sorry, then you were saying sorry for the wrong reasons. And now we go back to this whole thing again. You're going to have to say sorry again. Do you really want that, Matt? No, just chill. Captain knows exactly what I'm talking about. Captain, good afternoon, sir. Yeah, I see. Dude, that's a cute dog. For real, for real.
Thank you. He has like almost 5,000 followers on Instagram.
Shut up.
I swear.
Dude, Brian, like Captain has more followers than we do on Instagram.
He's got like 4,500, I think.
Well, hold on. What's his Instagram? Because I'm going to go follow him. No one needs to follow me, but I am going to go follow the Captain. What is his Instagram handle?
It's at Captain the Pup.
At Captain the Pup.
Yes.
Seriously, we're gonna plug Captain today. All like it's gonna be our focus. All right, grumpy Captain, we're gonna say goodbye to you here. Brooke,
He's not.
Brooke, you're amazing, and you know what? We've been in class together, and I knew you were a cool girl and everything, but I didn't know how deep you were.
Yeah, that's what goes on in my mind all day.
It's good stuff. Those are good things. Write them down and use them to help people. You have a lot going on, and you're gonna have a huge impact on the world. Huge. You just keep making these choices, and then letting those thoughts happen, choose the right ones, and find a way to help other people that are struggling with something that you struggled with. Admit you did it, whatever it is. Admit you did that, because that's the place you can teach from.
Yeah.
The best place to teach is to say, I totally understand. I used to think that way. I used to do that. Here's an example of how I failed. Let me tell you, it was hard, but I did make the change, and here's how you feel afterward. And that's how you can inspire people to make changes in their life.
Yeah.
But you're on the right path, and you got the right dog to do it, so.
It was weird. I was just realizing the other day, I think it's almost been a year since I started there.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think it's almost been a year.
That's why we started these timestamps, and we're gonna find it. We're like brainstorming so hard to figure out a way to do timestamps with the virtual for the month, because I wish, don't you wish we had your timestamp from a year ago when you started?
Yeah,
that'd be so. That's what I want for people. I want them to go, oh dang, I had no idea. That's so cool. Look at how I've transformed.
Yeah.
So
I do have to admit though, I kind of miss the weekly videos of getting all the like clips of like that week.
They're coming.
Okay.
They're coming. This thing happened. It was a weird thing. I don't know if you heard about it. It was called coronavirus. Yeah. So we were like figuring out how to put our classes online, but they're coming. Joey, are they coming?
They are coming.
See, Joey knows that you want them and you love them, and that's all he needs to hear, by the way, because he puts a ton of work in editing those and getting those to you guys. So just to know that you love it and appreciate it, I think is going to inspire Joey to grind today. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, it's the biggest gut punch when you spend like 12 hours on something and then you look at it like a week later and it's like 2 views and you're like, ah.
And both of them were Brooke. She just watched it twice.
I just rewatch them a lot.
But knowing that Brooke watches, all you get, we only care about impacting one person. As long as we impact one person with something, we're willing to do it. So you're gonna guarantee you're gonna watch the video that Joey's gonna spend a lot of time on, a ton, and then we are gonna figure out a way to make sure we keep our timestamps going during the lockdown, because I think this is important. Yeah. I think you timestamping where you are right now during this time is really important for your journey as an actor. So, and everybody who decided to stop, it's a bad idea. It just is. You know, like this is the thing that fills a lot of people up, and they take a pause. And if you pause, your timestamps had a big gap in it. Why do that to yourself? You know, like I say, find a way, do the things you love, connect with the people you love. We are of the idea that we're not going to hold anybody back for any reason. Just don't quit. Just don't. We will help in any way we can, any shape or form, but do not give up on your dream just because of a little virus.
Yeah.
Come on. All right. We love you, Brooke. We're excited to have you in class. When are you back? What night are you in? Is it tomorrow?
Tuesday.
Oh, Tuesday. It's already come and gone. Okay, cool. So I'll see you on week 3 then as a teacher. And much love. You be good. Captain, see you later, pal. Have a good one.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, everybody. You can follow us at Captain the Pup on Instagram, because that is now our handle, because that is the most famous dog in the world, the Captain, Brooke's dog. We love you all. Thank you so much. Subscribe. Please, when you watch the show, share this out with your friends. Have an awesome day.
Thanks for listening to Mornings with Matt. Please like, subscribe, and follow us at Deering Acting Studio to keep up with the latest content. For more information on classes, private lessons, or professional development coaching, visit www.deeringstudio.com. Have a Deering day, everyone.